What's going on, y'all? Blue Falcon here. So today I got a good one, So my boy was actually hitting me up and he said, man, you gotta check this out. And it's a video from Jackie Chan. So let's actually check this video out.
Because in the big films, and you have been compared to Bruce Lee, how do you feel about that?
First, when I becoming star, everybody said, "Oh, Jackie is Bruce Lee second Bruce Lee."
Yes.
But after 1 year, Bruce is Bruce, Jackie. The audience know because it's different type of style.
Yes.
Bruce always, like a hero. No one can beat him.
Yes.
And serious, violent. I always decided fighting more comedy.
Yes.
More difficult movement, more difficult, and everybody can beat me. I like people beat me.
Because in the big films, and you.
So, man, I really enjoyed watching this snippet here because that's something that I've been saying for years. And if just to give you insight with of the conversations that me and my boys be having, I'm notoriously, a Jackie Chan fan. A lot of brothers are Bruce Lee fans, and that's cool. This channel, again, we men out here, and even for the women, I want you to chime in as well. Who do you prefer? Because that's ultimately what we're discussing today. Jackie Chan versus Bruce Lee. And I'm not offended either way. As adults, I think you should be able to hear dissenting views, dissenting arguments, and still be mature enough to know that at the end of the day, it's all just fun and games. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't be taking this too seriously anyway. But as we proceed to give you what you need, but seriously, as we proceed throughout this video, I would like to be as unbiased as possible. I don't want to have no partiality within me at all. I'm gonna give you some pros and cons, I think, for both of them. So first and foremost, let's start off with Bruce Lee. Now, I am not a Bruce Lee hater. Believe me when I tell you guys this. So I am not a Bruce Lee hater, you guys. So just look at this scene in the background. You will kind of see what fundamentally was always my issue. And I think what Jackie actually was talking about, there's always just this vibe that Bruce Lee is like this hero and, he can't be touched. He's untouchable. And, there's nothing wrong with that, if that's what you're into. But you could kind of see even the choreography. And that's something that's really important because at the end of the day, I'm not really here to judge who they were as legitimate fighters, because if we we're going to do that, I would actually have to be real. I would actually give the edge to Bruce Lee because apparently he created his own actual, fight style. But, this is choreographed fighting at the end of it. I mean, just look at this scene. Ain't no damn way if all those people were surrounding one person that they would just be waiting this long to just jump this guy. It would not happen in real life. And this is what I fundamentally want you to understand. Like, as great as Bruce Lee was, I do feel as if it was very unrealistic for me personally, because again, and I'll show you some fight scenes with Jackie Chan later on in this video, but I want to just focus on Bruce Lee. You could even see it in the fight. People are coming at him one-on-one. You see attacking one person at a time, even though there's all these people surrounding him, and yet nobody's smart enough to be like, let's actually chase this dude. You get what I'm saying? It's just, again, one person at a time. And again, I respect the fact that Bruce Lee created his own style, Jeet Kune Do. I think that's awesome for him. But at the end of the day, I think there's all this nostalgia around Bruce Lee, and rightfully so, because he's what fundamentally made Kung Fu even relevant to the United States. He was really a trendsetter in that regard. So again, I don't think there's anything wrong with people who admire Bruce Lee, because again, he is definitely a trendsetter to this all. for those of us who actually have come years later to enjoy Kung Fu in the Western Hemisphere. He definitely did his thing with that. And for that, I think a lot of people will eternally be grateful to what he has contributed to the world of Kung Fu and, just karate films, Kung Fu films, whatever you want to call it, as a whole. So one thing I thought that was interesting is that Jackie Chan mentioned that, Bruce Lee is kind of like a hero and he doesn't really get hurt that much. And versus him, on the other hand, he does like to get hurt. Now, to be fair to Bruce Lee, in this scene in particular, I don't know if it's going to be shown again, but this white guy, I don't know his name, but he actually was giving Bruce Lee a bit of a challenge. And I thought that was cool. But overall, I definitely get what Jackie was trying to say. Like, there is just this overall invincibility factor to Bruce Lee where he's never really given that much of a challenge. Obviously it's a movie, so they're gonna, everybody's gonna get their hits in eventually. But you see what I'm talking about? It just, they incorporating the slow mo, and that's cool. But there's nothing in for me personally that really tells me like I would prefer to watch a Bruce Lee film over a Jackie Chan film. So let's actually switch off to Jackie. So here we have Jackie. And one thing I really like about Jackie as a whole is that this dude really is, for me, is more realistic. Like, look at him even picking up the chair, right? That seems a lot more realistic because if you're fighting multiple people, ain't no way you're going to beat multiple people at the same time. So, yes, it was comedy, but you can see, look at him. He has to use the environment, and I actually think that makes a lot more sense. And here we also have just the sheer number of people coming at him. You see, it just seems much more of a struggle. And I feel like as much as Jackie Chan incorporates humor, this right here is definitely a lot more realistic. You see, just the whole aspect of him getting hurt, them using his clothes against him. Like, these are all the things that I personally, look at that, 2 people fighting him at the same time. And him, you see, on the floor, he's losing because, again, you are not going to beat a bunch of people at the same time without having to use some type of environmental factor or use weapons of any sort. Is just not possible. And truth be told, again, this is choreography as well. So even this is, for the average individual, is not going to be possible for the average man. But again, it is a movie, and I do appreciate the fact that they're not just making him seem like this unstoppable force. Another thing too, just look at this scene right here, right? This is all Jackie. Jackie did his own stunts. That I have to give a huge plus to Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan, from a historical standpoint, as you heard him say, people try to relate to him or refer to him as the second Bruce Lee. So from a historical standpoint, no, he cannot be attributed to bringing Kung Fu to the Western Hemisphere. That is just would be disingenuous, and that would not be true. So he doesn't have the historical factor working on his favor. But I will say this, considering the fact that Bruce Lee died at a fairly young age, Jackie Chan, although historically he didn't predate Bruce Lee, his sheer number of films, I can definitely say he equally contributed to Kung Fu films here in America and in the world in general. Again, respectfully so and rightfully so, you should always, give credit to where credit's due and, honor those who came before you, which I think Jack did a very good job in doing. He definitely didn't seem like he was hating on Bruce Lee, so I thought that was very interesting of him. But you should always, I'll say this. What I respect is that him trying to find his own niche, he did a very good job without just being another Bruce Lee clone, which there are a whole bunch of them. Just look at this. This is something that you just do not see at all with Bruce Lee. It's just the use of the environment. This was superb. Like this right here, even jumping through the latter. And if anybody ever saw the actual bloopers of this movie, which I won't get a chance to show you, he actually failed the first time around. And you see him shaking his hand because it is something difficult to do. So it's just something that I appreciate about Jackie Chan. Again, they are two different people fundamentally, but at the same time, it is something that I have to appreciate. Just the sheer fact of, he found his own niche and he did it very tastefully. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know I hope this video is not too long. I just want to share, just have something a little bit lighthearted, and also have a video that we can discuss and kind of build upon. Jackie Chan versus Bruce Lee. Hey, I should have added that as a plus. Bruce Lee. Hey, I'm not hating on Bruce Lee. I appreciate what he does, but definitely, if I was to personally choose, I would rock with my boy Jackie Chan. I would much rather watch a Jackie Chan film over a Bruce Lee film any given day. But in this channel, again, it's not just about what I think. I would love to hear from you. What do you think? Who do you prefer? Who do you think contributed more? And contribute is probably a little bit too strong of a word, because I think Bruce Lee definitely contributed a tad bit more because, he was the predecessor. But who do you personally vibe with? Maybe that's a better way to ask this question. Who did you personally vibe with? Whose film did you personally enjoy more? Growing up as a child or as an adult, whatever, who do you value more in your personal life? All right. With that being said, Blue Falcon over and out.
Game to win. Game hard.